Okay.
Yeah,
So, how are you?
just once again, I thought I have a runny nose, but
Okay,
not
okay.
really. If you
Not
can hear me well, I'm okay.
Yeah, I'm okay. I can hear you well. Are you
Oh,
okay?
that's right. Good, good.
Okay. So thank you very much. You sent me a video, but next time, if you try and send it to me quite a bit in advance of this session, because if you send it to me like the night before, I very often won't get a chance to look at
Yep,
it. So
because I did this on Wednesday.
yeah,
Yeah, and I managed to put it in the internet somehow.
yeah. But you
Uh,
sent it yesterday, yeah? Last night?
uh, uh,
Yeah.
yep, on Wednesday. Yep.
Oh, I think you sent it on I
I
received.
sent you on to Thursday yesterday, but
Yeah, yeah.
I did in Wednesday night
Okay, okay.
during
Right,
my
right,
class.
gotcha.
So yep, so a
Yeah, yeah.
bit late.
Gotcha. Yeah, no worries. No
I
problem. Yeah.
support to do a bit of practice before my presentation, but it was so
Okay.
I
Well,
just I
I
just
haven't had
record the best one so
okay,
far.
cool. So this was one that you actually did, is that right?
Yeah, I did in the class.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
and yeah, I
And then
try to record myself.
okay, amazing. Let
Mm.
me have a look because I haven't had a chance yet. Let's have a look. How did you feel it went? Have you watched it back?
I did, and
What
I
did you think?
just I just found out like because most of the time I read in the text, so
Yeah.
it more conscious and more clear.
Okay.
And actually, my classmate, yeah, the people who knew me before, they said, "Oh, your presentation is better."
Oh, good. That's great.
Yep,
Excellent.
really improving somehow.
Yeah, that's so good. Fantastic. I just want to show you something here before we have a look. That's really lovely. It definitely is. One of
Yep.
the things that you are dropping off though, quite consistently is your
Mm-hmm.
P before an R, right?
E.
So for example, instead of saying presentation, you're saying resentation.
Uh,
Or instead of saying improve, you're saying in
im, improve.
improve, you know? That's kind of what you're saying,
Ah, that's right.
right? Of course, we need
Per.
presentation, improve.
Yeah, that's what we work last time.
Mm.
Presentation. Pro. Improve. Pre. Presentation.
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 Good. And
Improve.
good. Now, what's that last sound though?
The sound.
V,
Improve.
v.
Improve.
Yeah. Remember when we have a V, our top teeth connect with our lower lip?
Mm.
Improve.
Improve.
Yeah. So you really have to make that friction, that air there. Improve.
Yep.
Again for me?
Improve. Improve.
Yeah. Yeah. So really need to hear that V. Otherwise, it sounds like this improve.
Improve.
Or if you leave out the per, it sounds like this improve. You see what I
Very,
mean?
yeah,
Very
yeah.
different, right?
Very
Very
different and
different.
very funny too.
Yeah.
Improve. Improve.
Yeah. So let's
Improve.
just try again. Improve. Really open up your mouth as well. The more you can open up your mouth with English, the clearer it's going to be.
Yep.
Improve.
Improve.
Good. So my classmates
My
have said
class make. Yep.
mates.
Mate. My class mate.
Good. And a plural. Plural.
My class makes.
Good. Try again. Because you've got the k at the front. It's like subconsciously you're doing two k's, right? The
Mm.
first one is a k, and then the second one is a t, right? The first sound is a back sound, and the next sound is a
Okay.
front sound. So it's like this classmates. And the first sound is like this. K,
K. K.
Class
class,
mates.
classmates,
Good. Don't forget your S though. Class.
classmates. No,
So what? Yeah. So what you're doing is makes like this, as if.
mate, not sound. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Have to be T sound.
Yeah. Exactly. So let's. Yeah.
Classmate,
Yeah. Good. Mates. Right. So again, we've got that.
mates,
Yeah.
mates, classmates,
Good. Well done. Together.
mates,
Classmates.
classmates.
Good. Or one more time. I'm not sure about that one at the end.
Classmates,
Mates.
mates, classmates,
No, you're doing a cut again. Yeah.
classmates,
Because instead of your tongue coming back like this, you got to get your tongue forward.
classmates,
Yeah,
classmates,
exactly. Yeah.
classmates.
Yeah. Remember, what you have to do is you need to then put it in phrases, right? The
Mm.
reason why you're saying class makes is because your tongue is in a cut at the beginning. So your tongue naturally wants to go back there. But it's a completely different sound, right? So we have to
Mates,
mates,
mates.
Again, mates.
Mates,
Mm. Yeah.
mates.
Yeah. So yes. So when we've got all these, like I'll try and email you a list of PR words, and then you need to practice those. Make sure that you've got your P in, because otherwise it can make that word sound very different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Great. All right. So let's have a listen. Let's have a listen to your presentation. Okay. So this was just for your classmates. This wasn't for the church. Is that right?
Yeah, for what I'm studying.
Yeah.
So the professor asked us to do the presentation.
Say that again. Who did?
The professor.
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 Is it a professor with an SH?
Professor.
2 S's there.
Okay, good evening.
Okay. Let's just quickly have a look at this word here. It's professor.
Professor.
Not sure.
Professor.
Yeah, sa.
Professor.
So open up your mouth. You know how we say things like
Professor.
Doctor, professor.
Doctor. Professor.
So it's got to be like this. It's got to be an S and not an SH.
Right. Professor. Professor. Sir.
Sa.
Sir.
Not sha. Yeah, bring your tongue forward. Sa.
Professor.
Remember, with this S, we don't have such a deep,
Yeah.
right? Our tongue is a bit flatter. Sa.
Sir.
Yeah.
Professor.
Exactly. Now you're opening up your mouth very minimally at the end, like this. Professor, sir. So try and open up your mouth. Professor.
Professor.
Good. Now use your P at the front as well. Professor.
Professor.
No K.
Professor.
Yeah, there's no K, you see? Professor.
Professor.
Yeah.
Professor.
No. Make sure it's an S.
Is this an ad in the beginning too, or no? Prefer or profess? No.
No K though, because what you're doing is you're doing a little K. There's no K.
Is it S in there? No.
So this is how we spell it.
So double S only say S sir only.
In this case, it's different to professional. When we say professional, it's a sh, right? It's a bit confusing, right? But In this case,
Professor.
yeah. Now, when we have an OR at the end of our words, it makes a bit more of an ah than what you do. So we actually say like professor, or we say doctor, or we say monitor, rather than this monitor, professor, right? Keeping it really small. We open it up. So it's a little bit more like an
Sa.
Yeah, exactly.
Professor.
Yeah, good. But our stress in that
Doctor.
word is on the fair. Professor.
Professor.
One more time.
Professor. Professor.
No sha. Get your tongue.
Sir. Professor. Doctor.
Not what? Not
Doctor. No,
doctor. Not to the
Doctor.
not sha.
All right.
Pure sir. Just as if you're about to say son, you know?
Son. Professor.
Yeah.
Professor.
Yeah. Remember when you're practicing this, so you have to put them in phrases. Yeah, it's not going to get better just at the word level. So you have to do professor. My professor is nice. My professor
is nice.
Yeah, that was great. And that's a great step as well.
Professor. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Professor.
Yeah.
Professor is nice.
Yeah, good. And that was great. Okay, let's have a listen.
Professor.
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah, remember when we do a sh, right? There's that deeper groove in our tongue. Shh, and then
sir, and son.
Okay. Feel the difference?
Yep.
Have you got me so you can see me clearly as well? Can you see me clearly as well? Yeah.
Sure. I can just put you a bit bigger.
Yeah, you can make it bigger.
All right. Good.
The final sounds are improving so beautifully, like night and day. Yes, it's really good.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right.
Everyone, a few more nervous. Okay, good evening, everyone. A few more nervous than I give in the homily.
Okay, cool. So what was that? A few more.
Nervous.
Nervous.
Then I giving a homily.
Then I giving a homily. What's homily?
Homily is the sermon or the speech. I speak after the
okay.
After the reading the gospel.
Okay, cool.
Kind of reflection.
Cool. Okay. Homely, is it?
Homily. SOM.
What is it? Sorry, Sorry, say that again for me.
Homily. SOMILY.
Yes.
Homily.
But you're saying an H. SOM.
H.
Hold on. Can you write it in the chat box?
All right. Homily.
Because what it sounds like. Oh, yeah. So it's not S. No S.
H.
H. Yeah.
H. Can feel my alphabet.
Yeah. We'll have a look at that. Cool. Right. So we don't say a few, just so you know, we don't say a few more nervous. We say a bit more nervous. I'm a bit more nervous. Well, then when I give, when I do the homily, actually, to be honest, don't know how to pronounce that word because I'm not that familiar with that word. I'll have a look, but I think it's does that sound right? Homily or homily?
Homily. Nervous.
So when we have words, Tan, we haven't looked at stress yet, but when we have words with more than one syllable, there's always one syllable that has more emphasis than the other syllable. Okay? So it's always, if we have a word with more than one syllable, always one syllable that is stronger or higher or louder than the others.
Okay.
And helps our listener recognize the word that we say. So if the word is homily, we're going to emphasize that first syllable. Okay. I'm going to introduce you. Yeah. Homily. I want to show you now. We're going to look at syllable stress, and we're going to apply it to your presentation. We're not finished with the vowels or the consonants, but this is just an important one to bring in. Remember gospel. I just heard gospel before.
Gospel.
So I'm just going to show you.
Homily.
Yeah, homily. So do you know what a syllable is?
Yep.
Can you tell me how many syllables are in the word sermon?
Sermon will be 2.
Good. What about the word God?
God only 1.
Good. What about gospel?
Gospel will be 2. Gospel.
Good. God. Remember God.
Gospel.
God. Remember that that we worked at last time? On
God.
God.
Oh,
God.
God.
God. Big
Gods. Gods.
God.
God.
Good. And then gospel.
Gospel.
Good. Okay. So we've got,
Gospel.
Yeah. So we've got this, right, good. Now, when we're speaking, I'm going to say some words to you, and I want you to tell me how many syllables are in the word. Now, before we go in, I'm going to tell you, we always stress vowel sounds in words, not consonant sounds when we're emphasizing. Our voice goes higher in pitch and stronger on the stressed syllable. Okay, so for example, when I say gospel, I say gospel. I never say we are looking at the gospel. It's gospel.
God.
Now by going higher in pitch on the stressed syllable, it helps my listener recognize the word I mean. Okay, so this is really, really important. It helps my listener recognize the word. So homily, gospel, what are some other religious words? I don't know, even religious. Let's just say kindness, right? Kindness. Mercy, exactly.
Love.
Now, if the word is one syllable, like love, we emphasize the whole word when we speak. Okay? But let's say the word was loving. Love. If it's an important word, right? If it's an important word like a noun or a verb or an adjective or an adverb, we emphasize the whole word. So we say we are in love with our God, or we,
Be beloved.
What's that?
Say, be beloved.
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 Beloved. Beloved is a funny one because that's actually an unusual one, because I know why you would say beloved. Yeah. Because
be beloved.
Yeah, but it's not actually like that. It's actually 3 syllables, this one. It's an unusual scenario. So it looks like this. Beloved. Imagine it's like this. Beloved. Our beloved. 3 syllables.
Beloved.
Yeah.
That's why so confused to pronounce and to spell it.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, because normally when we have something like that, because we say loved. Don't forget your V. I want you to keep focusing on your V, yeah?
Love.
But in this case, it's an unusual scenario where we actually pronounce that ed. So we say beloved.
Beloved.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Mm. So our beloved
Beloved.
God, our beloved.
Beloved.
Yeah. Okay, so our voice goes higher in pitch and stronger on the stressed syllable. If the stressed vowel is long or a diphthong, we keep it long.
Mhm.
Okay, so for example, if the word is like meeting, we keep it long, meeting, or paper, we keep
Paper.
it long. If the stressed vowel is short, we keep it short. So for example, let's say the word was industry. We don't say industry, we just say industry. We keep it short, but we go stronger on the stressed syllable.
Industry. Mhm.
And we never stress a de-stressed schwa sound. So this sound called the schwa is only
Schwa.
unstressed. Okay. So I'm going to say some words and I want you to tell me, and I'm going to apply this to your own words. I want you to tell me where I'm emphasizing when I speak. Okay. So when I say, this is going to be a 3-syllable word.
Mm.
When I say beloved, where am I going strongest with my words? Beloved.
Left. I
First
feel like
or
the
third?
second.
Good. Yeah, good. What about sermon?
Sermon. I think the first
Good.
syllable.
Yeah. What about blasphemy?
Blasphemy. The second one.
Mm-hmm. Blasphemy.
Blasphemy. And the first one.
Yeah. What about Ezekiel?
Ezekiel. Hmm. I feel like the second one.
Good. Yeah.
Ezekiel.
Yeah, exactly. Right. One more. Introduce.
Intro. The second.
No, listening. Introduce.
Introduce. The third one. The last one.
Yeah, exactly. Okay.
You.
Good. Introduce.
Introduce.
It's like practice now. If it's a 2-syllable word, we're either going to emphasize that first one, right? So it's going to follow this rhythm. Nana, for example, petrol or issue or chapter. Okay.
Yep.
If it's a second one, it's going to follow this rhythm. Nana, for example, yeah, refer, about, yeah, allow, great,
contain,
good, yeah,
control, not
yeah,
control,
no, yeah, control,
control,
yeah, exactly,
concern, with
yeah,
short,
good. Don't forget your L though, yeah, control,
control,
yeah, control. If it's a 3-syllable word, we might make it na, so that would be like implement. Right? Or if it's in the middle, it might be nana, for example, important. And then it's less common in the final one, na, for example, engineer. Okay?
Engineer.
Yeah.
Pioneer.
Yeah, pioneer. Now this here is just sometimes if you don't know where the stress is, you can try it different ways. So you might go, okay, is it refer or is it refer? And if you're still not sure, you can try it in a phrase like I need to refer him or I need to refer him. Okay. All right. So I want to get to some rules and then we're going to apply this back to your presentation. There's not heaps of rules when it comes to stress, unfortunately, but there are some rules that can help us. And one of them is when we have something called compound nouns. Now, compound nouns are when we have 2 or more nouns together. We usually have more emphasis in the first than the second. So, for example, we say blackboard, or we say locksmith, or we say let's say, having a look at your that over there, locksmith, or we say temple. Let's see. Just trying to apply this to yours. Basically, two nouns, right? Two nouns. So let's say chapter 1, or Israel chapter, right? Israel chapter. Israel. So there's more emphasis in that first word than the second, but the second one still has more than one syllable, so there's still emphasis in it. But it'd be like, we look at Ezekiel chapter, or chapter Ezekiel, right? The first one is going to be stronger. But for example, I'm a speech pathologist. I don't say I'm a speech pathologist, and I don't say I'm a speech pathologist, right? I say I'm a speech pathologist, just like we say he's a project manager. Does that make sense?
Yep.
And then this is a nice, easy one, and this has got the stress before the shun or a jun. Okay, so for example, we say, so the syllable before a shun or a jun always has the most stress. So we say television, occupation. If you can think of any, you let me know. Introduction, vision, right? Organization. Okay. So our words are never ever equal. When we have more than one syllable, they're never equal. Now, we also have something called homographs, and homographs basically are words that are written the same way but pronounced differently. Only words that are written the same way, pronounced differently. So for example, usually when it's a noun or an adjective, the emphasis will be on the first one. That may be like permit, and then it'll be like this: permit, abstract, abstract, progress. Okay.
Present.
Don't forget your P.
Present.
Exactly. Now, when we're speaking, we also don't emphasize all the words when we're speaking. We emphasize the important words. Okay. So, for example, I will emphasize the nouns, the adverbs, the adjectives, names, numbers, anything that's giving key information. The things that we don't tend to stress are like little grammatical words like it, or of, or the, or my, or you. Sometimes we might stress my, or you, or I, depends on our meaning. Depends how important it is for our meaning. Does that make sense? Yeah? So this would sound, what would this sound like? Emphasizing the important words strongly.
The cat.
The cat.
Cat.
Yeah, so we say the cat.
The cat.
Yeah, next one. So we're not really emphasizing that one. So that one can be flat, but the other one is emphasized. I'm hungry.
I'm hungry.
Good.
You are late.
Good, nice.
I told you.
Good, don't forget your duh.
I told you.
I told you.
I told you.
What about here?
My best friend.
Good.
A few men.
Good, lovely. Good. Okay. So sometimes we might emphasize these things if it's unclear for our meaning. So for example, if normally I would say, I went to the shops, right? I don't emphasize I, and I don't emphasize to and the. If you said to me, who went to the shops? I might say, I went to the shops, not him. I went to the shops. So if I need to clarify. So for example, when we're talking about our God, right? We don't need to say our God of all people, for example, we'd say our God of all people.
God.
Yeah. So our doesn't need to be emphasized, but God is very important. people is important, right? So this is just something like that's the rhythm of spoken English.
Mhm.
So never, never, never do we want a word to be flat. And then we always emphasize our important words when we're speaking. Okay? Let's keep that in mind as we go back to your presentation. So it's like, for example, the beginning, it's okay, it was clear enough. You said good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone, right? Good evening. So you can afford to really go further with your emphasis. Good evening, everyone. Makes it so much clearer.
Okay.
You want to try that for me? Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, everyone.
Oh, so good, right? Yeah,
Good. Yep.
really good. As opposed to keeping it flat. Good evening, everyone. Because our native English speaker is used to recognizing the word by the rhythm. So sometimes you might even have the sounds right, but if your rhythm is flat, it can be difficult to recognize that word.
That's right. Yep.
So let's have a look. Let's go back. Where are you? Sometimes when I see you twice, it's confusing. As I see you there and then I see the video. I'm like, where is Tan? The real Tan. Will the real Tan please speak up? All right. So we go here. There we go. You see yourself?
Yep.
As you know me already, I am J.D. Tan. I am a
Good. That was nice and clear. I am JD Tan. You're right. That's great emphasis as well. You can hear that, right? Really emphasizing your name sounds really nice. You know me already. That was good. Yeah.
passionist.
We need to work on this word. This is a tricky one. All right.
Passionist.
Yeah.
Passionist.
So you said I'm a passionist. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we don't need that plural S there, right? So I'm a passionist.
Passionist.
Yeah. Now, even with that word, you can hear when I say I'm a passionist versus I'm a passionist.
Passionist.
How much clearer it sounds, doesn't it? If I say,
Sure.
I'm Claudia, I'm a passionist, or I'm Claudia, I'm a passionist.
Passionist. Yeah, sure.
I make an excuse that I'm learning English, so I will miss my presentation.
Okay, so we really need that presentation.
Presentation.
Present again.
Present.
Patient. Presentation. Now, so what you just learned there.
Presentation.
What you just learned there, that's a hard word for you because it's got a lot of sounds that are tricky for you. What you just learnt there was how in words with the shin, we use most emphasis, so it becomes tay, right? That's our emphasis. But in that word there, we need presentation. We need that presentation.
So patient. Presentation.
Prayer, not
Presentation.
Yeah.
Presentation. Presentation.
Oh, no, there was just something there you said before.
Presentation.
Good. I just want to have a listen to this again one sec.
I'm J.D. Tan. I am a passionist. I make an excuse that I'm learning English.
I'm not sure what you said there. I make an accuse. Not sure what you mean. Can you spell that for me or write that in the chat box?
SQ like
excuse.
SQ.
Is this what you're saying?
Yep. SQ. Not SQ. SQ. Yeah.
Yeah? Oh yeah. There's a few sounds that you're leaving out there.
X.
Yeah, when we have an X, we need to make a X. And then you're leaving the final sound as well there, yeah? Because what you said there was like a Q. A Q. That's what it sounded like. You did two of the sounds in a word of sounds. Yeah, so it's so you kind of, it's a hard sound word. You're kind of eliminating a lot of those sounds here. So it's like this: excuse,
Excuse.
excuse, excuse. Oops, excuse.
Excuse me. Excuse. All right.
Excuse.
Excuse. Excuse.
Excuse. Excuse.
Excuse.
Good. So I'm making an excuse.
I'm making an excuse.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Now, excuse me is this very similar, but it's got a z at the end. Excuse me. Excuse. Again, same thing. Excuse, but it's got a z at the end. So the noun has got a s, but the verb has got a z. Excuse me.
Excuse me.
You left out your this.
Excuse me.
Good.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
And accuse.
No, because what you just
accuse.
Because what you're doing there. Otherwise, if you leave out this if you leave out this k, you're saying accuse.
Oh. Yep. Excuse. And accuse me.
Excuse.
Excuse me.
Accuse me is very different meaning, of course. You know what accuse is, yeah? Accuse is like pointing the finger. So excuse. So we need that excuse. I'm making an excuse. Excuse me. Whenever we have an X, it's either going to be X or a G or a G. Yeah?
Exit.
All right. What's the other thing to know when it said x and then pr? Yeah. Okay. X. Yeah, you have to do that and then this.
So I will finish my presentation. Tonight I'm going to introduce Ezekiel.
You correct anything that you hear, right? Tonight I'm going to introduce. Tonight I'm going to introduce. What's wrong with that?
Tonight.
What's wrong with tonight?
Tonight.
And what's wrong with introduce?
Introduce.
Oh, yeah, we need that.
Introduce.
So the problem with tonight and introduce is that you left off the final sounds.
Yeah.
So you said tonight I'm going to introduce. So just be very, very aware of those final sounds.
Introduce. Tonight. Introduce.
Tonight I'm going to introduce.
Go to chapter 11.
Okay. So 11 was, did you hear how nice that emphasis was? 11. Chapter was flat though. Yeah, could you hear that in chapter 11? In chapter 11.
Chapter 11.
Yeah, that's much clearer.
Chapter.
Do chapter for me again. Chapter
Chapter
Chapter 11.
Chapter 11.
Chapter 1. Chapter
Chapter.
2, Ezekiel says chapter 1. Yeah? Chapter.
Chapter.
Mm.
With two main points.
Cool. Yeah, we got to look at that vowel A. That's okay. We haven't done that yet. Mhm. Yeah. 2 main points. Yeah. Emphasizing those important words with 2 main points, right? You've got to use more energy in these words. 2 main points.
The first point is the structure.
Can you do that word for me again? The first point is
the first point is the structure.
Yeah. Ah, do you remember that ah sound? Structure. Yeah. So the first point.
The first point is a structure.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you remember that? Do you remember that ah sound? Remember how last time, I think it was last time, we looked at the off and the ah?
Yeah.
Yeah. So usually when we have like a U and it's a short vowel, we're going to make it into an ah. Yeah. Structure.
Structure.
That's better. Good.
Genre and language overview.
Good. Genre and language overview. Good. Good stress there. And good final sounds. And you said language, right? You did a nice final sound. Right. Done.
That I will roll out to issue that.
Not sure there. What do you reckon? That I will
draw.
Are you missing a sound at the beginning there?
Yeah, I think so.
Which sound?
I think draw. Sound. Draw.
Is it a D that you're missing at the beginning? Is it draw?
Draw.
Or what's that? Can you spell it for me?
DRAW. Draw.
D. Is it a D? Draw.
Draw.
So really, really important for you is making sure when you've got words that have got an R in an R consonant cluster that you are including your first consonant sound. Is this what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we need that D. Draw.
Draw.
Again, d.
Draw.
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 Yeah, so that's better.
Draw.
Yeah, so we curl our tongue back. Draw.
Draw.
Yeah, that I will draw. Okay. Yeah, draw.
Draw.
And so what was that sentence? What else did you say? That I will draw. Draw out. Here we go. After that, I will draw out two.
Issue.
Do you think those 2 S's there is a sh sound or a s sound?
Is think only one. Issue.
Is it a S or is it a sound or is it a sh? Do we say issue or do we say issue?
Issue. Think one S.
It's an issue. It's an issue.
So
it's an SH in this case.
That's right.
It's like we're saying this issue.
Issue. Right.
It's like passion, right? Sometimes you've got these 2 S's and we
confusing.
Say I know, confusing, yeah. But in this case, think about issue.
So have to be issue.
Shoe, like the shoe that we wear.
Issue.
Remember, we need that. Create that groove in your tongue. Shoe.
Issue.
Yeah. Issue.
Issue.
Good. Shh. Remember the size of your tongue when we're doing this. Shh. Should be touching the palate there. Shoe.
Shoe.
E.
Issue.
Shh. Come back to your S. H. How do we do an SH? Shh. Shh. I can't hear the sound. Yeah. So you're telling someone to be quiet.
Tea.
Shh. It's got to be a continuous sound, right? Shh. Yours is
Right.
not continuous. Can you try and make it continuous? Shh. I can't hear it at all. Are you do you hear it, or is it maybe just the computer?
Maybe. No.
Too quick. It's too quick. So when you say passion, can you say passion for me?
Passionist.
Yeah.
Passion.
Passion.
Passion. Passion.
See that show? That's what we need to do. Passion.
Passion.
Good. Now do that again for me and make that sh long. Passion.
Passion.
See what you're doing there? Shh. So it's issue.
Issue.
Mm.
Passion. Issue.
Issue. Shoe.
Issue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Passion.
Passion issue.
Passion issue. Shoe. Issue.
Mm. So remember, Tan, when we do this sh, we need to push our lips forward. Sh. And sh. The size of our tongue, this is our palate at the top. The sides of our tongue are creating this groove at the top. They're touching at the top. Shh. And then the air is flowing through that. Shh. Forward. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Issue.
Throw the air forward. Issue. Yeah, the air's
Issue.
Yeah.
Passion.
Yeah, you see what I mean? So we don't keep the air stifled back in the mouth. We keep the air forward. Shoe.
Issue. Issue.
Yeah. Issue, right? Really get that sound forward.
Struck me personally, and yeah, important for us in general to encounter this text.
This text, yeah, that was good, but we can use even more emphasis there. Yeah, important. It was not too bad. It was important for us in general to encounter this text, right? So really emphasizing all these important words. So you did that. You could do it even a little bit more. Cool. That was not bad.
For the first part,
Good.
Peterson, Lance, and Plock give us some idea of.
Okay. So for the first part, something, Lance, was that position?
The name of the people.
Oh, is this Peterson?
Peterson.
Ah, yeah.
Can
Can you do that for me again?
Peterson.
Yeah. Peterson, really?
Peterson.
That's so much better.
Peterson. Yep.
Yeah, that's so much better. When you use more stress, it sounds so much clearer. Yeah.
Right.
Peterson, lions, and block.
Peterson. Lion and block.
Again, I want to hear nice L over there. Lions.
Lion.
Lions.
Lions.
Again.
Lions.
Lions
And block.
yeah, block.
Block.
Good.
Peterson.
Good. Yeah.
Lions.
Again,
and
lions. See, lions you made flat. Lions.
And block.
Yeah, so much better.
Yep.
Structure and
Yeah, structure. That's a very important word for you. You need to
Structure.
practice this one a lot. There's an S at the front. Structure.
Structure.
Again, open it up. Struck.
Structure.
Struck.
Structures.
Structure.
Structure.
Yeah, so it's an S at the front. You did it beautifully before.
Struck.
Back.
Struct.
So I'm saying this. Struck.
Struct. Structure. Structure.
Structure.
Structure.
Yeah. Structure. So give us some idea of structure and genre.
Structure and genre.
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 Yeah. I want
Genre.
you to see if you can start with these final sounds, like all of these. Structure, doctor, genre,
Doctor.
right?
Genre.
It'll be even departure. I want you to try and make that more of an at the end. Chapter. See all of these here? Chapter, departure, particular, right? It's actually more of an particular. Try that.
Particular.
Good, yeah.
Particular.
Author.
Or authors.
Yeah, good.
Authors.
Messenger.
Messenger.
Good, yeah.
Ah.
So actually, funnily enough, no matter what it kind of, even though sometimes it's an ER at the end, sometimes it's a URE, sometimes it's an OR, it generally sounds more like an Yeah.
Genre. Messenger.
Genre.
The text, the chapter 11.
Yeah, so you can hear how important that stress is, right? The text in chapter 11, rather than chapter 11.
Chapter 11.
So can you try that for me? The text in chapter 11.
The text in chapter 11
Good, yeah.
belong to one of three judgments in the book, namely the judgment of Israel.
Okay, cool. Well done. Good. Belongs to one of three. Good. That was okay. How do we say this one? It's a hard word.
judgments.
What do you think this vowel is here? Consonant U. Consonant.
You will be the short vowel will be sound. Judge.
Is it an
I think so.
Consonant U. Consonant. Watch my mouth here. Consonant U. Consonant makes an Wide with the mouth. Go back to your sound. Judgment. No, look at my mouth. Look, see how I'm doing a smile. Judgment.
Judgment.
Judge.
Judge.
Yeah. Judgment. Yeah.
Judgment.
That's a good smile. Judgment.
Judgment.
Yeah. But make sure you've got your J there. Judge.
Judge. Judgment.
Good. Yeah.
Judge.
So look, remember when we put consonant U consonant, it makes an normally. Yeah. Structure. Watch my mouth here. Structure. Judgment. Adjustment. Adjustment. Yeah. There's heaps. Punishment. Rather than this, punishment, adjustment, like where we keep it really small. Because then what happens is you, instead of doing this you do an which is a schwa, and so you're emphasizing this This is only ever an unstressed sound, right? We only ever use this in unstressed words. Okay. So what I'd love you to do
ah,
is I'm gonna send you this syllable stress program. So
mm,
we're going to, so you're gonna have a practice just going like with that whole thing of like na 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 na, right? Practice that. And also there's some sentences where you're gonna practice emphasizing the important words. I'm also going to send you some like really common business words like availability or interview and I want you again to have a listen, have a think where you emphasize, practice it with me, and then put it in a sentence, right?
yeah.
The other thing I'd love you to do is try and read out that same paragraph or another one, whatever you like, and give, if you can do that within the week, that would really be better, so I can try and listen to that, and then but don't just make that your practice every day. Remember, every day we want you to be reading out aloud or using some of the, going back to this sound, right, going back to the pr. I'm going to send you some pr, or not just pr but r cluster, right? I'm also going to send you that x, right? So it's like excuse. Every day, practicing reading something, might be from the Bible, might be from a passionist, article, whatever it is. Practice reading and really focusing on these sounds. You're doing really well, but again, it's tricky, right? There's a lot. It's the Vietnamese accent is very different, right? So it's about every day working on these sounds. Your final sounds are improving beautifully, though. That's good. Keep focusing on them. As you saw, sometimes you're still dropping them off, like when you said introduce or tonight, right? But I want you to also have an extra emphasis on emphasis over the next 2 weeks. When you're doing presentations, when you're speaking, using more, making parts of the word in the word stronger, never allowing those words to be equal. Because you can hear when you watch this back how much better it sounds when you say the passionist versus the passionist. Can you hear? Yeah. Or the gospel versus the gospel. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course.
So also having a look at this shh sound as well. So there's a few things to just review a little bit. So it's issue shh versus, right? Remember when we do, it's just a tiny little groove with our tongue, tiny. Whereas when we have a shh and our mouth is forward, okay? And also looking at this judgment. So go back to your So every day maybe looking at a different sound, and then also practicing with your reading aloud and practicing, of course, in natural conversation.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. So is it okay if I get back to you about the next session?
Sure.
You looking for something?
Yeah, just looking for my calendar.
Yeah, maybe if it's okay, because I don't know exactly what the rehearsals are going to be, and then there's Easter as well.
Right.
Yeah, but it's possible that we might be able to do next week if that's good for you. Otherwise, I'll get back to you if that's okay.
Maybe after Easter, because next week will be a Passion, Holy Week.
Okay.
So we're a bit busy.
Yep. Sure. Yeah. So remember, next. Good. Yeah.
Yep.
Holy Week. Good. That's good. So using lots of emphasis when you're speaking really makes a big difference. Okay. Yeah. After Easter, I'll email you and we'll work something out.
Yep.
Okay. And as I said, feel free to send me little, even smaller, even if it's that, or that's fine to send me that YouTube video, and I'll watch, as much as I can. But yes, if you give me a little bit more notice, that's great. If you can.
Right.
If you can. Yeah, just create little videos for me. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
That's good.
Thanks, Tan. Well done.
Okay, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Well done.
I'll see you then.
Okay, bye.
Bye bye.